And we are live. You know what's funny? On a very tangent, random note, every time I go live, I'm not really sure when it starts. So I've found myself in some of the shows that I've done that I have some real dumb faces as I start. So that's going to be my new fun kicking it off. So on that note, you guys, thanks for joining yet again. I invited Dorothy to come on live with me over the next several weeks as she works to roll something out. So I'm not going to blow the surprise yet. But if you're not familiar with this woman, guys, Dorothy wrote this book, The Overcomer. Oops, we're going to go that way. There. If you haven't read it, it's a great read. It really speaks about how Dorothy's overcome that multiple moments in life and different tips and solutions that you can use and integrate in a very simple, cohesive way in your life to overcome whatever it is that you're working through or working to overcome. And Dorothy was just in the book, Blessings of COVID. Dorothy, could you hold up the book for a minute?
Sorry? Yeah, it's right here.
Yay!
There
What
we go.
chapter are you, Dorothy?
I am in I'm on page 21, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. Chapter 4.
Cool. Chapter 4. And what can you give us a little synopsis of your chapter?
Sure. So my chapter, the title is "It Took a Pandemic to Be Me," and truly, that's what it took. I lived my life for many years for other people, and I had a voice, and I would use it sparingly. And I just, when the pandemic hit, it's when God said, "Okay, now's the time to get serious and write that book that we have been talking about." And that's how The Overcomer, Facing Challenges with Faith and Courage was born. And that is when I decided that, I was done playing it small. I was done keeping quiet, because I know there are a lot of us out there that have experienced bullying, that have experienced low self-esteem, that have experienced being in abusive relationships, not only at home, but professionally as well. And there was a couple of those scenarios in my life, couple jobs that I was in that were totally toxic and should never have been in there, as well as overcoming and family tragedy. My uncle took his life Christmas Day about 23 years ago. And I pretty much my entire life, I've always, my parents have been sick, from heart and stroke to diabetes to kidney failure. And now my dad will be a 2-time cancer survivor. So that in itself was just completely overwhelming, but it's the only thing I knew. That's my life has been up to this point a giant chaos ball, like with everything thrown into it, overcoming those challenges. And there were moments in my life that I felt completely alone, and that I felt completely not worthy of too much, really. I had no self-esteem. That's why I stayed in that abusive relationship, because I didn't think I could get anything better. And I just want people to know that, number one, they're not alone. And number two, they don't have to stay stuck in that situation. I went from having no confidence to having confidence in speaking daily to an audience. So I appreciate all those that show up for my show, because I also have a live show, and which airs Mondays. But I also try and go daily to, not only to inspire people, but sometimes just sharing your story in the crap that happens during the day. I mean, even though I've overcome a lot, there's still, I get triggered daily by different things that happen in life. And I think we all do, because life is, life can sometimes be hard, no matter how much we try and just keep everything going and flowing. An example, Zoom school. It's one of the worst things ever on the planet. And I feel so bad for the teachers, and I feel even worse for our students. And the kids that have graduated this year from high school and grade 8, and not being able to have those graduations, it's taken its toll. And I know that I've made the decision that as soon as he gets his report card, I'm done. If school's still in session, it's challenging to keep a child that doesn't have an attention span focused long enough on a screen. So sometimes those were my life challenges this week.
Well, we'll come back to that. So, guys, if you haven't already, get the book. There's some great chapters in there. Dorothy's included. It's the blessings of COVID. And so that I don't step over it. Hi, Jenny. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, Jen.
And Russ, good morning. Thanks for joining.
Hey, Russ.
And as do you, have an amazing attitude. So thank you as well. Right back to you, Russ. So, Dorothy, suffice to say, you've overcome a lot in life, and hence part of why we're here, of course. Yeah. And another thing that Dorothy does, guys, if you're not familiar with who she is she is an overcomer coach. So, to all the points she's already mentioned, if you are having a hard time and you're holding yourself back, you're finding yourself in a situation of doubting, not really sure how to believe in yourself, wondering, gosh, how can I really take it to the next step? Dorothy coaches people on that. So, Dorothy, can you speak a little bit about your coaching, what you offer, kind of who you support within your coaching model?
Yes, sure. Well, I'm super excited because Jen asked me to be on here to help me launch this new program. So the program.
I wasn't there yet. Okay.
Oh, sorry. Never mind. All right, hold on. Well, backing up a little bit. So who do I coach? Okay, I coach women that are sick and tired of the daily lives of shit. They're sick and tired of just being there for everybody, that they're stressed, they are frustrated, they're overwhelmed, they haven't taken care of themselves in years, and they're just fed up with the shit that's around them, quite frankly. And I talk like this, and I'm passionate about this because I used to be there. I used to be the biggest people pleaser ever. I was in my family, I was the peacekeeper, so I had to keep mom happy, I had to keep dad happy, I had to keep grandma happy, my brother, I really didn't care about keeping him happy, but it was, then you have to keep your boyfriend happy. Then you got to keep your friends happy. Then you got to keep work happy, and everybody was happy but me. I was freaking miserable inside, and I felt like I was dying daily. I really did. I felt that each day was a struggle to even get out of bed sometimes. And I know that there's other women and men out there that go through the same stuff each day. And, sometimes it feels like you're pulling your hair out. You feel like you're on a hamster wheel. You feel like you just really, you're about ready to give up, and I know what it's like to be in that situation and say, I've had enough. Something has to change. And if you want change, then you're in the right place. If you want to stay in the same crappy momentum that you got going, then have at her. But if you want change in your life and you want to change that and you want to feel fulfilled again, then definitely you're in the right place at the right time.
Yes, thanks, Dorothy. So I think it's important to mention a couple things on all the points you just mentioned. Is, guys, in life, I really believe that we go through the points of life for reasons, and they each, if we allow it to, can teach us something along the way. And just know, whatever position you're in, there's small steps. I know, at least for me, and Dorothy, I'll be curious to hear your feedback, but for me, sometimes in my initial step 8 years ago of making that journey, it looked so big. And it looked like, oh my gosh, how am I ever going to get there, wherever there is?
Right.
And the biggest thing that I want to bring through to everybody is just know it's the small steps that when you start and you have the right steps along the way that are going to help you get to wherever it is you want to go. To Dorothy's point about kind of deciding, right? Like, where is it you want to go? What is it you want to change? What is it you want to do? And then developing the steps along the way.
Exactly. I mean, we all go through different things in life. And the reason why I wrote the book was because I believe that I didn't go through all that for nothing. I didn't go through having low self-esteem and, seeing my dad almost dead. I don't know how many times, I think 3 that are vivid. and to feel those moments and to feel the tragedy of losing my uncle the way that we did, that I believe I was put through those tests so that I could share my story and to help other people overcome those obstacles as well. And I believe that that's the only reason why I went through all that, was to position myself to help others.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. And with all of that being said, Dorothy has a new group coaching program coming out. It's Unstoppable You group coaching program, right, Dorothy? Can you tell us a little bit about?
Yeah, it's a 10-week program that is going to, should I say the date yet?
Say whatever you want to say.
All right. Well, all right. Well, it is officially launching July 29th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it is a 10-week coaching program. And I'm going to lay down the foundations that you need in order to be the next overcomer. Because I believe that everybody's overcome something, but I always believe that we've never arrived. I believe that there's always more to overcome. And sometimes dealing with anxiety and depression, just getting out of bed in the morning is like a kudos. And some people would say, well, that's nothing, but it really is. If you've never lived through depression or anxiety or anything like that, you're truly blessed. But it's just, it is a big deal. But also, I also want to help people lay a foundation so that, when these problems arise, that, they act instead of react. Because I've noticed, I went from being a super hyper reactor to now acting. And that has made all the difference, really, in everything that I have done. And so we're going to take the 10 weeks to not only lay that foundation down, but we're going to have fun. And we are also going to learn, about self-care and taking care of ourselves, because if we don't take care of ourselves, we can't take care of anybody.
Yeah. Dorothy, I agree with you. Foundational principles is really key, right? And at least the way I describe it is having that balance of what to come to, so that when you get off center, okay, here's the steps that I take to get back to staying on track, right?
Exactly.
I don't know about anybody else, but in my journey, it looked kind of like a roller coaster. It definitely was never a straight line.
Yep.
And you're launching on Jenny's birthday.
Awesome.
Yay.
That is awesome, Jenny.
Yes. Okay. Can you speak to, give us a highlight of your, what the course is going to look like, where they can find you? Is it going to be on Zoom? Like, give us the logistics that way, if you could.
Well, what I'm going to do, it's going to be in a private Facebook group, but I'm going to set it up that it's in a Zoom so that people can meet each other, because I truly believe that since it is a group, we could all benefit from each other's perspectives and things like that. And a lot of people have a lot of different, I'm not going to say personalities, but a lot of different views to look at a situation. So I think that would be helpful. So in the next week, I will have a link that they could definitely sign up for the course. And, it's going to be fun. It is going to be fun. It's going to be some work, though. Like, you're going to have to dig into your crap that you've been holding on for a long time, because if you don't dig into it, then there's no point of really coming, unless you want to have fun. If you want to have fun with me, well, we can have a party at some other time. But definitely, we're laying down the intention that you're there because you want to overcome and step into the life that you want. Instead of just getting up, going to work, coming home, making dinner, and going to bed. It's definitely for somebody who wants to feel fulfilled in life. So yeah, it will be in a private. We'll be streaming to a private Facebook group, and then definitely doing. I'm gonna figure out how we can Zoom that.
Yes.
I have 6 weeks to figure that out.
It's all ready to go. Not to step over the fact, guys, there is nothing wrong with having the beautiful life of loving your job and loving your work and coming home every day and eating with your family. And that's all beautiful and good. And it's, I think what I'm hearing in all of it is it's kind of defining what it is that is your happiness and what it is that brings you all that. And then stepping into that. Is that what I'm hearing?
Exactly. So for instance, okay, so yes, I was in an abusive relationship and I didn't think I'd ever get married. I wanted to be married desperately, but I didn't think I could find a guy that would put up the shit that I've been with, like that I've dealt with in life. And quite frankly, I don't let anybody step all over me anymore. So, I have a very strong personality, so I didn't think I would get that person. And lo and behold, I did. I found my husband, and life was great. And I then devoted my life to him and his son, which was awesome and amazing. But there was parts of me that I had let go in that. And I realized that, and I said to my husband, I'm like, when I lived in a small town called Chatham, Ontario, and I left that life to be with him. And I'm like, I love you guys, but there's just something in me that is not there anymore. And I used to volunteer all the time, and I used to, when I lived back home, and I used to do a lot of different things. I volunteered on a lot of different committees and things like that, and I gave everything up. And I said, and it's great working for somebody else, but I'm not doing what I'm called to do. And I felt that there was a heaviness there. And yes, I love my husband, and yes, I love my stepson, but I wanted more. I wanted to be fulfilled, because my purpose, and no disrespect to anybody's purpose that you just wanted to be a domestic engineer. That is not me. That is not me at all. And that's what I was being. And that's just not who I am. And so when I had that conversation with him, he's like, okay, I support you. I don't understand what this is going to look like, but I support you. So that's when I decided life was going to be completely different. And I wrote the book, and I'm out there on social media actually it would be, I think July 7th was my first time. So almost be a year that I've been putting myself out there publicly, because my Facebook page is not private, or not private. It's public. So everything I speak about, but I also believe that there is, I'm inspiring people and I'm helping people, because I get messages that say, hey, thanks for setting out that meditation this morning. And that really encouraged me. That really helped me. I think that was for me too, which that's going to be the next book, putting the meditations together and really balancing that out. That's the next project after. That's next year.
After this one, I love it.
Yeah, after this one.
Okay. Again, not to step over it. You had mentioned, and I want to come back to kind of what people should expect as it relates to what they need to come with. And a couple of things that I wrote down that just I heard in my listening was that person who is open and ready and willing and eager to get started.
Yes.
Is that accurate?
Definitely. Yes, definitely. Like, you have to be open and allow yourself to the change that you want. Have an open mind, because how you've been doing things may not be working out for you. I'm not saying, that maybe it is in some areas and maybe it's not. Maybe in one area of your life it's really amazing, and some other areas of your life it's not. So let's blend the two together so that you could have that perfect life that you want, or as perfect of life as life is, because no life is perfect. But to have that fulfillment, this course is for people that just don't feel that. They feel overwhelmed, they feel stressed, they feel unfulfilled. So definitely come to the course with an open mind and willing to change is basically the requirements to be successful in this course.
Good. Got it. Okay. So moving forward, you guys, as Dorothy works towards launching her group coaching, we're going to be live together on a weekly basis for every week leading up to it. And each week, Dorothy is going to share different tips from each section of the coaching program. So everyone can get a taste for what's included, what's involved. I'll put the dates in the comments, but dates to note is the 24th at 7:30, July 6th, July 13th, July 20th, And then, as Dorothy mentioned, she'll be launching officially on July 29th. So again, Dorothy will have different tips and suggestions within each portion of the course so that you can kind of get a feel for if it's what you're looking for, or if you know someone that may benefit from the course. Did I capture all that right, Dorothy? Did I miss anything?
Nope, that is absolutely 100% correct.
Cool. Okay, anything else for our viewers that you want them to be aware of today as you officially launch your group coaching course?
I just really want to applaud the people that are watching this, and basically just want to say that one thing that I did downplay, they have to expect to come to have fun as well, because in everything that I do, I have fun. Even in the heavy, dark moments, if anybody watched the show that I did yesterday with Amanda Eby, she's a cancer survivor. And some of those moments where, she did tear up a little bit, but then, I have a tendency to make people laugh. And I have a tendency to have fun in everything I do, because for me, I spent so many years not having any fun that there is going to be lots of fun as we unroll the 10 weeks too. And I believe, especially right now, I mean, Canada's finally opening up a little bit, but we've been stuck in lockdown for, it feels like a year and a half. So people need fun. People need to be in a space where it's okay to be them. And that's what I'm creating. I'm creating a space, a safe space that people can come, share, and release everything that they've been holding.
I love it. And I can attest to the fact that Dorothy is the queen of fun. Christy, thanks for joining. Yay! Love you back.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. Love you too. Yeah.
Okay, so I had something and I want to bring it back in my awareness, and it may be completely gone. Oh, it's back. So guys, if you don't know Dorothy yet, if you haven't followed her, she goes live often, as she mentioned. We'll also put her links in the comments so that you can follow her. This woman has overcome amazing things in her life, and she's a person to be followed. She's a person to be reckoned with. And guys, I assert that she can help you overcome whatever it is that you're looking to overcome in life. So Dorothy, I appreciate you very much. I'm looking forward to seeing you bring this into life. And yeah, guys, thanks for everyone who joined us. And we'll see you right back here next week on the 24th at 7:30 with the first round of tips in the course.
Thank you. And thanks, Jimmy. He just showed up in the comments.
Any final words, Dorothy?
I just really want to thank you, Jen, for helping me launch this new program and for allowing me to be here on your space. And yeah, it's been a pleasure getting to know you. I mean, I had no idea who this lady was, 3 months ago, and now it's like we're best friends. So I just really appreciate that, all that you do, and all that you do for our community as well, because I definitely know that you do a lot for our LinkedIn family and the shows that you air as well. So I just wanted to thank you for allowing me to share my stuff on your space.
Thank you for that, Dorothy. Yeah, you guys are all important to me, so I will bring it as much as I can. And receiving it, I'm going to move forward because that's very uncomfortable to receive right now. All right, guys. Dorothy, you're amazing. Thank you again. We'll see you guys here next week and talk to you soon. Bye, guys.